In 1902, while on a military mission in Central Africa, a German army captain named von Beringe shot and killed two mysterious creatures. He then sent the skull and bones of one of them back home to Germany. That creature has been luring people back to Central Africa ever since. In 1921, American naturalist Carl Akeley made his way to the gorilla's ancestral home. The Virunga volcanoes, in what was then the Belgian Congo. Akeley brought a movie camera to document his visit, and a little girl to help prove Africa wasn't such a dark continent. But there was much more to Akeley's expedition. Akeley had come to collect mountain gorilla specimens for exhibit in New York. But each time the men stared into the eyes of a dead mountain gorilla, they saw a man-like creature staring back at them. Akeley decided the killing must end. He urged Belgium's King Albert to make a permanent sanctuary of the gorilla's home. Today, in the cold, rainy high ground of Rwanda, Uganda, and Zaire, the gorillas live on much as they have for thousands of years. Only now their mountain home is tiny and isolated, pressed in on all sides by people and farmland. More and more, the mountain gorilla's future lies in human hands. American field biologist George Schaller was the first person to study mountain gorilla behavior. He and his wife Kay spent a year in the forest in 1959. A number of other scientists have followed. Among them, current director of the Karasoke Research Center, Diane Doran.
Hi.
Hi, you made it. Good to see you.
Hi. Hi, nice to see you. You made it just in time. The patrol's going out, and I was going out to see gorillas with Gorila. Would you like to come along?
Wonderful.
Great. Okay. Tugende. Kende Guiza.
Gorilla researcher Diane Fossey established Karasoke in 1967 in the forest she grew to love. For Schaller, too, the forest became an enchanted place.
Some of my most magical moments with wild animals were watching gorillas, staying with them day and night. I used to do all my own gorilla tracking. You walk along slowly, you see the broken vegetation, you smell the animals. There's the musty, somewhat sweet odor of gorillas in the air. When you follow them hour after hour, you adapt to their rhythm of doing things. You move at their speed. You start thinking at their speed, almost. And that is a lovely feeling for a biologist, to seemingly enter into the lives of the animals without disturbing them.
When approaching the animals, scientists try not to be too quiet. Mountain gorillas like to know when people are near. The mountain gorilla's day is spent feeding and resting. Feeding and resting, and feeding some more. There are only a few hundred mountain gorillas left in the world. Most live as part of a family. The father and protector of this family is the male silverback, Umagumi. He acts as a magnet for the group. The females gather around him. Their infants and offspring gather around them. Mountain gorillas are social animals. The closeness begins in infancy. Rarely, if ever, does a mountain gorilla mother let her baby out of her sight. The baby, for his part, likes nothing better than to make contact with the other members of the group. Even when they spread out to begin their daily search for food, the gorillas continue to communicate with one another. While the adults devote most of their waking hours to foraging for food, the youngsters devote most of theirs to play. Park guards have named this 3-year-old Nzeli. They call his friend Imvura. At 8 years, Gorila is a bit of a bully. Washushwe is only 4. The games they play help the youngsters determine their status in the group.